follow along, but I'm going to skip some, so you're just going to have to bear with me. The dog I came to see, so Maddie McGowan had been asked by the local shelter to come help with a problem dog. The dog I came to see was being held in quarantine, well away from the public areas where potential adopters chose between the dogs with pleading eyes, desperate to belong to someone, anyone. The shepherd was in an attached building, curled up in the far corner of a kennel, his head on his back legs. His black eyes were open but flat. The skin on his face was hollowed out, as if someone had inserted a straw between the skin and skull and sucked out everything in between. His ears, the semaphore flags of a healthy shepherd, flopped to the side like soggy black tissues. The sign on his kennel door said, "Cisco, do not enter." The dog growled, a soft smudge in the noise. When I said, "Hey, bud," Catherine filled me in as we stood looking into his kennel. We have no idea about an owner, there's no tag, no microchip, and once we revived him with an IV of fluids, no one's been able to get near him. Not chicken or toys, we can't get him to eat or drink. Well, I'm afraid he's just gonna waste away, poor guy. Okay, I said, how about I just hang out with him for a while? I've cleared the afternoon and we can't force anything here. You're a lifesaver, Maddie. Thanks so much. Catherine turned to go back to her office and said over her shoulder, just let me know if you need anything. He sat down in front of Cisco's kennel and got out a book that had sat on my nightstand for months. Forcing anything with Cisco would just cause harm, and by sitting quietly beside his kennel, I hoped he would at least habituate to my presence. A few hours later, my butt was sore from sitting on the concrete floor, my eyes were tired from reading in bad light, and my ears were exhausted from the buzz of a fluorescent light about to die. Cisco was sound asleep, at least relaxed enough to shut his eyes. Could I count that as a victory? It had been quiet since this area was reserved for convalescing animals. Suddenly the door down the hall opened, and Chris, a volunteer I'd worked with before, entered and said, "Hey, Dr. McGowan, good to see you." Chris was 6'2", with tattoos of dogs and cats on his arms, and he was rom-com handsome, but he had tousled flaxen hair and a quiet kindness to him that relaxed even the shyest of dogs. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Cisco's head rise a few inches and his ears twitch as Chris spoke. I motioned for Chris to stop, moving his hand in such a way that Cisco couldn't see it. I didn't want anything to set him off, but wanted to see how he would react to someone standing further away. Chris stood still in the dimly lit hallway. The building's exhaust fans whirred quietly above us. Cisco stood up slowly, rising without moving his head or his feet, as if the torso had been lifted up by puppeteer strings. He stared at Chris for several seconds, his hindquarters wobbling, while he attempted to stay standing. His head turned slowly toward me. It was riveting. This time, his eyes had a spark of light in them. And then again, ever so slowly, he sank his hindquarters into a sit while turning his head back towards Chris. Still sitting, still in slow motion, he turned his head back towards me and looked straight into my eyes. I just knew that he was trying to tell me something. So I have one